Hey guys, it is Saturday here in West Virginia, and as I promised yesterday, we're going to take a look at one of the sets of Greenlight Barrett Jackson cars. It is Series 10, but first, before I forget again, I'm going to show you guys the Impala from Auto World, the new 1965. Well, newer, it came out a couple of months ago, but I want to show you why I decided not to do anything with it. I was going to use it and make it a lowrider and just leave it with a non-adjustable base, kind of as a background car, kind of like I said I was going to do with the Dart, which I'm trying it out this week or this weekend and see how it goes. But this car, if you could look at it and see, I just don't like the way the wheelbase looks. The car itself looks fantastic, and the front wheel placement seems good. The rear wheel placement just sits back too far, or the wheel opening itself is too far forward. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's very noticeable. I've only been able to pick out a couple of cars like this from Auto World where there's been a big enough mistake that it kind of grabs your attention. Like in their first releases of their fleet side square body, the rear wheel opening was down at an angle. The top of it went down like at an angle, and it's very, very noticeable. Nowadays, I don't think it's so noticeable, but I haven't bought any square body Auto World trucks for a while. But this guy here, I'm still debating on whether or not to keep it, because if I did do an adjustable base on it, I could change the wheel placement. We'll see how that goes. No, well, there are people that make universal bases, but the guy that I buy the bases from, the only thing he makes for Auto World right now is the 62 Impala. But I may be able to adapt a 62 Impala base to this car. I just have to see how the wheelbases match up. But anyways, that was the one reason that was kind of deterring me from not using it, because the way the wheel sits way back and the wheel opening in the rear. So now on to our case of Greenlight cars. I bought this case sealed, and let me go ahead and move it up. Okay, I got this case, and it was sealed. As you can see, description 164 Barrett Jackson, Scottsdale Edition, Series 10. 6 pieces. It comes with one of each car. There's 6 cars in the set, and it said you have a chance of getting a green machine. Well, I thought, well, probably I won't get a green machine. And if I do, it'll probably be on one of the cars that are not so desirable, like, say, the Corvette or the Bronco, something like that. But it ended up being the car that I needed, this guy here. And I couldn't believe it when I opened it up. I was like, sure enough, I'm going to get the green machine because I wanted the blue one. And this is a really cool casting. This is, I don't know if they make any more, but they don't make these too often. Usually they're mistakes where they call it a convertible, but it's really a hardtop. But this is an actual convertible with the top up. You can see the bows in the roof, the support bows that go across the roof and such. So that's really, really cool that they made it like that. And this car is in one of the really popular colors for back in the early 60s for GM on these Impalas. That's this, I call it ice blue. I don't know what the official name is, but it's a beautiful color. And it had color matched wheels and it had the blue interior. It was just overall a really cool looking car. And I do love green body, green machines. They're the best, in my opinion. I used to like green body with green tires, but they no longer do green tires as far as I know. But yeah, this car is really cool looking. And I do not want to cut it because it is a green machine, and it is a green body green machine. If it was just a green base and green wheels, I'd say, yeah, why not? Because I'm going to swap the base and the wheels anyways. But I have to keep the body, and the body just does not correspond very well with the blue interior and such. So yeah, I'm not going to cut it. So I ended up passing the set along to a friend of mine. I got the set at a pretty good price. It was a sealed case of 6 shipped to my door for 45 bucks. So I couldn't really complain too much about that. That's just what, a little over $7 a piece, like $7.50 a piece. So it's cheaper than they go for at Hobby Lobby and such, and the shipping was free. So couldn't really argue with that. And this car on its own is like 15 to 20 bucks from most people. I know that's overpriced for this particular model, but there aren't many of them available on eBay, and all the prices on them are high. It seems like the stock variant is worth almost as much as the green machine, because I've seen the green machines as cheap as 23 to 25 bucks on eBay, but the regular ones going for between 15 and 25 also. So anyways, that kind of ruined my idea, because I was just going to get that car and then sell the rest of them. But as I mentioned, they're already all spoken for. I passed the set on to a friend of mine. And this car here is a great looking Charger. It's the second 70 that is available with the Magnum 500s, the big ones that are like very wide, way too wide, I would say. The only other one that has that same wheel setup is the silver one with the red tail stripe. A very cool looking car, and this is a really great looking car too. And anyways, it's the last 70, stock 70 that they released. A very cool one, and I've had it for a while, or I would have kept this one too. Not a bad looking car at all, with the Sublime, white interior, white top, white tail stripe, but black hood stripes. Kind of very contrasting, but still cool. So that's the 70 in the set. Then next, we'll just pull them out at random, is the Bronco. This is a very nice looking Bronco, I would have to say. In this orange with a black top, black wheels, and all black frame and such. Cool looking little Bronco. 1967 Ford Bronco custom SUV. And let's see, on the back, yeah, it says the sold price is on the back nowadays. So this thing had a diesel engine. So it was equipped with a 4BT Cummins 4-cylinder diesel and a 5-speed. And it went for 121 grand. Wow. So let's go back and look at this guy here. This only sold for $91,000, and this is an SS409 car. And let's see, was it a 4-speed? Yeah, 4-speed manual. With big brakes and suspension. It's a pure 409 car. Doesn't say the horsepower, but anyways, yeah, that seems like a pretty decent deal for an SS409 convertible, especially if it's a 4.25 horse one with the dual quads. Now the Charger, what did it sell for? And this is another amazing price, $93,500. Considering what they sell for nowadays, this is probably not a numbers matching car. It's upgraded 8-cylinder Hemi pair with a 4-speed. So yeah, it was just a regular Charger, probably SE or something, and it was upgraded to a Hemi. That's why it went for that kind of money. So moving on to the next car is this one here. It's a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro Z28, and I do not really care for Greenlight 69s. It looks like the wheel openings are way too low. They're supposed to be squared off like that, but they're not supposed to be down that far. It's just they look weird to me. So this is a Tony Pizza Automotive, and it's Weed Chevrolet. And anyway, so this has some kind of story behind it. It's a 69 Z28 sold at Weed Chevrolet in Bristol, PA in 1970. And they teamed up with a nationally known racer, Tony Pizza, to turn this car into one of the fastest B-stock Camaros in the country. The Z28 was eventually retired from racing in 74. In 2020, the Camaro had a show quality rotisserie restoration, and it sold for $156,200. Yeah, it's kind of pricey for a Z. I mean, the original DZ302 cars, they are worth some big money nowadays, especially if it had the option that was shipped in the trunk, the cross ram for the 302. It's a really big money option. And I was just reading the back of it real quick to see if it said anything like that, but it doesn't. So, anyways, the car is cool. Probably does bring that kind of money because of the racing heritage. Now the next one. This is a modern day muscle beast, the C8 Corvette. And Greenlight does a nice job on this casting. I can't say that the one from Mini GT is much better after looking at them. I don't think I ever compared the Greenlight and Mini GT side by side. I could have, but I don't remember. I think I did Auto World and Mini GT. But yeah, this Greenlight one is really nice looking, in my opinion. So, Corvette convertible, 2020 Corvette convertible. And it sold for $165,000. I guess this was back 2021 where they could not get all the computer chips for the cars. And a lot of new cars were just sitting in like the factory parking lot waiting for stuff to arrive so they could be drivable with the chips and things like that. So new cars were demanding a high dollar premium because of COVID-19. All the people off work, things weren't getting made, and such things like that. So, yeah, that's probably why that's one brought so much money. So now going to the very last one is another one that I had thought about keeping. This little orange wagon here. This is a pretty cool looking car. 1955 Chevrolet Handyman custom wagon with the orange and the silver. I think it's a silver. Yeah, it looks like silver top. It's a great looking car. I'm not really feeling the 5 spokes on it. And even in the picture of the real car, it had a much better looking 5 spoke on it. And it had staggered wheels, like a bigger diameter in the back than what was in the front. And it was a little bit lower to the ground. So if it would have looked like the one in the picture, I definitely would have kept it. But anyways, it's still not a bad looking ride. And actually, if I had a set of wheels to throw on it, like those Greenlight American Racing 5 spokes that are... Actually, I have a truck here with them on it. These wheels right here, if I had a set of extra of these, I would put them on the wagon. That would have been really cool. But I don't have any extra ones. And as I said, I already passed this on to the other person. So, but yeah, very cool looking wagon. It's kind of narrow too. Probably is mini tub. See how deep the rear wheels are. Pretty sweet. And this is probably the most expensive one so far. $176,000 and such. Yeah, this is a really spectacular car. So anyways, I was just trying to see what kind of engine and stuff it had. So let's see, the body and paint were done to a high standard, blah, 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 blah. No, this can't be right. It's powered by an upgraded 2,180 cc four-cylinder engine built by Art. It's backed by a Super Street 4-speed manual transmission, and stopping power is provided by Porsche brakes. No, this is not right. Yeah, this is all wrong. It's got the wrong car on it. It's the labels, right? The 1955 Chevrolet Handyman Custom, but it says this 1962 VW 23 Window Deluxe. Yeah, that's not so correct. The other ones, I have to double check now to make sure. Yeah, this one, yeah, we read it was a 409 car. Okay, that's right. And then we read about the Bronco. Yeah, the Bronco is correct. And all the other ones were correct. Let me make sure with the Corvette, though. No, it's not. Even the Corvette's wrong. This 1955 Chevy wagon. So this is the one that was supposed to go with this car here. So I know that didn't sound right with a four-cylinder. So anyways, yeah, it was featured at SEMA in 2019. And such. It's powered by a 6.2 8-cylinder LT4. Yeah, that's more like it. So, anyways, yeah, that's really messed up. It looks like they would have caught that, man. The VW bus isn't even in this series. That was in, I don't know if it was the previous one or the one after, but it's not even in the series. The Vet has the write-up for the wagon, and the other cars are correct. But, yeah, it's kind of messed up. But anyways, that's it for the showing of these cars and the info on the 65 Impala, why I probably will not use it as a background filler, but I may do a chassis swap on it to put an adjustable base on it and try to center up the rear end a little bit better than how the factory has it. Because I just don't like the way that looks. That's a great looking casting, but that rear end placement really makes it look bad. So anyways, guys, we'll be back again on Monday with our Mopar Monday. I have a couple of 2-car sets from Greenlight to take a look at. They're from back in the first or second year of Greenlight being in business, from 07 or 08. A couple of Hemi packs. I think they are both Hemi sets, but they are both with 2 old school muscle cars. So it'll be a cool unboxing that we're going to be doing on Monday. So be sure to turn on your notification bell for that and any other videos we do happen to drop, because sometimes spontaneous things happen like today's video. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.